Very warm welcome. You're watching Times Now with me, Priya Mahil, and now we are going to talk about the most contentious debate of the week. And we are hearing that Narendra Modi government is gearing up to bring as many as 40 amendments to the 1995 Waqf Act, which will redefine the powers, some call them unfettered, enjoyed by the Waqf Board. Sources are saying that on a Friday, the Union Cabinet approved these amendments to the Waqf Act. What are these amendments about? Let's break it down for you. As per these proposed amendments, the claims of properties made by the Waqf boards will be mandatorily verified. Similarly, mandatory verification has also been proposed for disputed properties that are owned by the Waqf board. The proposed amendments also aim to give representation to women in the Central Waqf Council and state boards to promote inclusivity. We are also hearing that the government considered involving district magistrates in monitoring Waqf properties to prevent misuse of assets. The Modi government's decision to bring amendments to the 1995 Act, which gave unfettered powers to the Waqf board to lay claim over properties solely on the basis of its thinking, has triggered a political maelstrom. AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi and members of the AIMPLB are questioning the intent behind this move. Asaduddin Owaisi has called it a conspiracy by the BJP and RSS to snatch properties belonging to Muslims.
मोदी सरकार ये चाह रही है कि पूरे वक्फ बोर्ड की प्रॉपर्टीज को छीन लिया जाए, इनको मुसलमानों से छीन लिया जाए, और वो थ्रेटन कर रहे हैं वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टीज का जो कंट्रोल है वक्फ बोर्ड्स के ऊपर, ताकि उसमें तमाम लीगल एम्बिग्युइटीज पैदा हो जाना और इससे और वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टीज का नुकसान होगा। तो अब ये कंप्लीट सिस्टम को जब ये लोग अगर मीडिया रिपोर्ट्स सही है चेंज करना चाह रहे हैं, उसमें कुछ ये करना चाहे, तो कोई भी आगे बढ़कर प्रॉपर्टीज को वक्फ नहीं करेगा।
वक्फ बोर्ड का जो नियम है, कानून है, वो इसी तरह से बनाया गया है क्योंकि वक्फ बोर्ड की जमीन वंस से वक्फ ऑलवेज वक्फ, उसका मतलब ये होता है कि एक बार जो प्रॉपर्टी वक्फ में डिक्लेयर हुई है वो हमेशा के लिए वक्फ में ही रहेगी। मुझे पता नहीं है, अभी का जो कानून है वो वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टियों को सुरक्षा प्रदान करता है। वक्फ के नियम के अनुसार, वक्फ के एक्ट के हिसाब से उस वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टी को कोई गलत तरीके से बेच नहीं सकता।
संविधान ने जो शहरियों को बराबरी कहा कि उनकी इज्जत नफ्स का हर एक का सम्मान किया जाए, और सिर्फ प्रोपेगेंडा करना कि साहब कोई भी जो है किसी भी प्रॉपर्टी को जो है वक्फ बोर्ड वाले कह देते हैं हमारी है, ऐसा कौन कहता है? कोई मस्जिद का इमाम या मदरसे का मोहतमिम थोड़ी कहता है। वक्फ कमिश्नर सरकार का मातहत एक अफसर होता है, IAS रैंक का अफसर होता है, गजेटेड ऑफिसर होता है। वो सारे कागजात को, सारे सबूतों को देखने के बाद जो वक्फ एक्ट 1995 जो है उसके अकॉर्डिंग या उससे पहले 1960 में जो चीजें कही गई हैं उसके मुताबिक जो है वो कही जाती हैं चीजें।
Issues with the management of the Waqf. It's not that there haven't been issues. Okay, there have been encroachments by people, there have been properties that have been misnamed as Waqf, as well as properties that are Waqf that have been taken over by people. Don't really know what is it that the government wants to change. See, any bill that comes up always had a purpose and a spirit of a bill. And then it is translated into the various provisions of the law. In this case, first of all, why does the government want to modify? What are the provisions they are bringing in? That is something we need to see. Problem with the BJP is that whenever they indulge in any administrative or legal issue or regulatory issue, when it concerns communities that they normally target because of their politics, especially their communal politics, we find that it is communalism and their political gain that becomes more important than the merit of what they want to bring in. And very often we've seen that.
Amidst this debate over merit, now there are reports that say that Modi government is planning to amend the 1995 Waqf Act. Let's tell you why this act has been criticized as the one that is against the secular tenets of our constitution. Why is it called the one that gives unrestricted powers to the Waqf board? Let's now tell you about some of the clauses in this particular act that are contentious. Section 3 of the Waqf Act says Waqf board can claim land based solely on its thinking. There is no evidence required. There is no proof that is required to be submitted. If they think the land belongs to them, they can lay claim and say that it belongs to them. Waqf board will not require to show any proof of ownership, which is also a provision that has generated a lot of consternation, because some say that even properties like temples, etc., have been claimed by the Waqf board as their property because they don't have to provide any evidence for it. If Waqf board claims a property, the owner cannot go to court. Now imagine this, you have a plot of land, a body comes and claims it is theirs. Where do you have to go in terms of recourse? To that very person who has occupied your land. You cannot go to a judicial court. You cannot exercise your right to proper legal process. Owner of the property can only approach the Waqf Tribunal Court, which is a case of judge, jury, executioner all being the same person in this case. It is incumbent on the owner to prove the land ownership. So generally when a crime happens, it is on the criminal to prove that he did not do it. But in this case, it is the person who is a victim who has to prove that he is a victim, which goes against the basis of the laws. Now, let's talk about Section 85 of the Waqf Act. If not satisfied, the owner can be asked to vacate land. Who is the one who's not satisfied? The Waqf board. The ones who have in the first place, in the first place responsible for perpetrating that crime on the victim. Now the decision of the Waqf Tribunal will be final and binding. Just look at the nature of these rights. It's like blindly you have given an entire right to a body and the other side is left with no recourse whatsoever. No court, not even Supreme Court, can change tribunal's decision, says Section 85 of the Waqf Act 1995, one of the many provisions that are now under scrutiny, that are likely to be modified by the amendments that the government is proposing to bring with the new bill. Now, those calling for the repeal of 1995 Act have also highlighted that several Muslim majority countries like Turkey, Libya, Egypt, Sudan, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan and Iraq have no Waqf board or their equivalents. You have the list of those countries. And these are all Muslim majority countries. So why is there a need for having something like that in India? Remember, Waqf board in India is also the third largest landholder in the country. Guess who comes before them? It's the forces that have 17.99 lakh acres of land under them, then followed by the railways with the 12.09 lakh acres of land under them. Look at the size of land that Waqf occupies. 8 lakh acres of property. One wonders, how did they get hold of this kind of property in the country? And because there have been questions around this, now there is a bill that is going to look at it, perhaps amend those provisions as well.
सबसे पहले तो हम भारत सरकार का, आदरणीय मोदी जी का और एनडीए सरकार का धन्यवाद करेंगे और इसका बिल का स्वागत करेंगे अगर ये बिल आ जाता है, क्योंकि उत्तर प्रदेश से मिलाकर पूरे देश में लाखों संपत्तियां वक्फ की हैं और उसमें लोगों को न्याय नहीं मिल पा रहा है। निरंकुश वक्फ बोर्ड हैं, वो अपनी शक्तियों से ऊपर उठकर लोगों को परेशान करते हैं। तमाम ऐसी प्रॉपर्टीज हैं, तमाम ऐसे मसले हैं जो सीधे शासन के पास आना चाहिए। अब कोई भी मसला आप वक्फ बोर्ड लेकर नहीं जाएंगे, आप पहले शासन के, हमारे जो प्रशासन के अधिकारी हैं उनके पास लाएंगे, आप वो बताएंगे, अवगत कराएंगे, शासन को अवगत कराएंगे।
Well, what the cabinet has decided is not yet very much there on the public platform. But as far as the Waqf board goes, well, you see, this demand has been pending for the last 30-40 years. I mean, lakhs of, forget about other families, I'll say lakh of Muslim families are only demanding that Waqf shouldn't be given such rights that they can just claim any property they want to. So this is a pertaining demand, and anything which is for the betterment of the people, it should be supported and it should be given a go-ahead. Even during UPA times, we have seen many much demands of like changes in the Waqf board should be made, and it has been done by the various prominent Muslim organizations only. So let's not see through the prism of, again, communalism. It should be as how we can improve the system better. And I think every opposition party should support this if this bill comes up.
Now, over the years, the claims over properties that have been made by the Waqf Board have led to multiple controversies. Sample some of them. Just this year in May, villagers have accused Waqf Board of grabbing land next to Mahadev Temple. Then in Surat in Gujarat, in November 2021, head office of Surat Municipal Corporation was claimed as Waqf property. Look, it's a government property. It is a municipal corporation. Suddenly Waqf comes out of nowhere and says it belongs to us. In August 2023, in Tamil Nadu, Waqf Board claimed ownership of a village in Erode, an entire village. This village supposedly would have all sorts of temples, other places of worship. An entire village was laid claim to by Waqf Board. In January 2023, in Arcot Vepur in Tamil Nadu, 50 plus acres of agricultural land of farmers claimed by Tamil Nadu Waqf Board. On what basis? Well, if current laws are to go by, they don't have to provide any basis. And here are the reactions coming into these objections.
ये तमाम चीज़ें जो है मुसलमान के लिए है, इसलिए मैं मुसलमानों से अपील करना चाहता हूं कि मुसलमानों अपने वक्फ को बचाने के लिए, अपनी मस्जिदों को बचाने के लिए संवैधानिक तरीके से, जो संविधान ने हमें इजाज़त दी है, उस तरीके से अपना एहतजाज दर्ज कराना पड़ेगा। इसलिए संवैधानिक तरीके से बगैर किसी की संपत्ति को नुकसान पहुंचाए हमें इन बिलों की मुखालफत करनी पड़ेगी।
Now, Muslim clerics and supporters of Waqf Act have been advocating to defend it, to avoid any changes to it. But what exactly is the act that we are talking about? Now, Waqf Act was passed in 1954. It was replaced later by a newer version in 1995. Some say it happened under P.V. Narasimha Rao government after they were trying to assuage the frayed nerves following the Babri Masjid demolition. Pandit Nehru spearheaded the first Waqf Act. It was passed in 1954, as we just told you. The act was aimed to create centralized Islamic endowment administration. This happened almost 70 years ago. Now, in 1995, more powers were granted to the Waqf boards under the new act. Like I said, that was brought under P.V. Narasimha Rao government. In 2006, such a panel report said that value of Waqf properties is 1.2 lakh crores. We have already told you that they are the third largest occupants of land after defense forces and the railways, and that is what the property amounts to. In 2013, further amendments were made. They gave extensive powers to acquire properties to the Waqf board. In 2014, Congress transferred 123 prime properties in the heart of Delhi. Can you imagine the value of those properties in today's day and age to the Waqf board? Waqf Board has authority to claim properties in the name of Muslim charity as well. They can just say that this property was given to us by somebody and therefore it belongs to us. Currently, there are over 8,54,509 properties that belong to Waqf Board across the entire country. And the opposition now claims that BJP is losing support not only amongst the Muslims but also amongst the Hindus, and that is why they have come up with this ploy, but it is only going to further deteriorate their support base.
आपने देखा होगा कि हिंदू के नाम से केंद्र की सरकार आई, राज्य में देवेंद्र फडणवीस की सरकार हिंदू के नाम से अपने को देखने मिली। जो हिंदू के मंदिर थे उनको भी सरकार के कब्जे में इन लोगों ने लिया। फिर अपना सिद्धि विनायक जी हो, शिरडी के साईं बाबा जी हो, हमारे पंढरपुर के विठल भगवान जी हो, सब मंदिरों को इन लोगों ने सरकार के कब्जे में लिया। तो हिंदू को नहीं छोड़ा तो ये मुस्लिमों को छोड़ने वाले हैं क्या?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी न तो हिंदुओं के साथ न्याय कर पा रही है, न तो अल्पसंख्यकों के साथ न्याय कर पा रही है। जब से भारतीय जनता पार्टी को पूरे देश में अल्पसंख्यकों ने वोट नहीं दिया, तब से उनके पीछे पड़ गई है। चाहे उत्तर प्रदेश हो, चाहे महाराष्ट्र हो, चाहे जहां बीजेपी हारी है, बस केवल अल्पसंख्यकों को कोसना, उनको गालियां देना, उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई करना, उसी में उलझी हुई। आप अब कोई चुनाव जीतने वाले नहीं, क्योंकि न तो हिंदू आपके साथ है और न तो अल्पसंख्यक आपके साथ है।
Moving